What's up guys, Skittlerampage here. So today we do have a real versus fake Funko Pop guide so you don't get scammed. So let's check it out. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another real versus fake. This one has been highly requested from me, and that is the Bleach Funko Pop set. If you don't know, within the last year, we did have fakes introduced into the market. So I went over on eBay and I purchased 3 of the most popular fakes in the Bleach set: Hollow Ichigo, Ichigo, and Rukia. Before we get started, we do have our question of the day, and that is, have you ever bought a fake Funko Pop on accident? I'm curious. Alright, so if you follow me over on Instagram, you would know that I posted these 3 very pops over on my story, and I got an influx of messages of people trying to buy these. Nobody knew that they were fake. I was literally posting it to test and see who knew and who didn't, and so far only one person knew that they were fake. So that only solidified the fact that I needed to make this video so more people were aware that there are fakes of these out there. Before we jump into the comparison, I do want to give you guys a couple quick tips that you can use when buying Funko Pops. One of the best tips I can give you is if the price is too good to be true, then it's probably fake. Of course though, there are those deals out there, those crazy once-in-a-lifetime deals, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be a fake grail. So an example would be if you saw this Hollow Ichigo over on eBay for 30 bucks and it's coming directly from China, yes, it's fake. And to clarify, it doesn't just have to be from China. They do sell these also in the United States. Another thing to look out for is these chunky borders. A lot of the pops that are fake do actually have a white thick borders like these that are a little bit more abnormal and don't match like the typical ones do. Our last quick tip is the fact that you need to avoid places like AliExpress and Wish, those kind of like bootleg product websites. They sell tons of fakes into the market. I know some of you guys are probably wondering why I'm not mentioning Mercari and eBay, because a lot of fakes are sold on there as well, but a lot of real pops are sold on there as well, so it's really a 50-50 there. So first up, we do have regular Ichigo here. Let me know which one you guys think is fake. I'll give it about 5 seconds. I'll let you guys guess down below, and then we'll jump into the review. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you guessed the right figure, you are absolutely correct. This one is the fake. So let's jump into why. So usually some of the bigger tells on the box is that white outline I was talking about, as well as the pop logo being different, and even the 2D shape being colored differently. And if you guys look at them side by side, you can tell on the fake one, it's shaded a lot darker, as well as in the hair. Now go ahead and take a look at the fake's pop logo here. You can tell that it's a lot darker yellow and it has less of the white bubbles in it. They're a lot more faded and harder to see, but if you look at the real one, you can see them a lot more clearly, showing that this one is the fake and it doesn't have as much texture detail in it. Now usually this one's a little bit harder to tell unless you have them side by side or side by side photos, but the actual animation text is not as bolded and it's a little bit more thicker on the fake one. Let me know if you guys can tell the difference in the animation text there. That's the fake one, and that's the real one. Now this fake detail is specifically for the Bleach line here. The red outline is actually a lot thicker than the ones on the real ones. It is more of a thicker border. Another thing that I noticed with the warning label on the bottom there, on the real one on the left here, it is actually bolded around the caution symbol, but on the fake, they are not bolded. The side of the box is roughly the same. However, on the fake Ichigo, for some reason, he does actually have the white outline in there, as well as a misprinted pop logo. But if the white wasn't in there, as well as if this wasn't misprinted, it would just be your normal color flaws. Now for the back of the box, again, it's pretty straightforward, just the color differences mostly. However, on Ichigo's name here, can you see how it's way thicker of a border than it is on the real one there? Zoom it in for you guys. I don't know why. I don't even know how they even messed that up that bad, but it's way thicker. One of the bigger things that I noticed on the bottom of the box of the Ichigos is the fact that it should say made in China and not made in Vietnam. There are Funko Pops made in Vietnam, but this one was made in China, so it should say China. As well as, do you see the band symbol right there, the 0 through 3? Well, it's a lot darker of a red on the actual fake one, so a little bit of a color difference there. Now usually with the fake pops, they do have a lot more of a glossier kind of like look to the box. However, this is actually a really good bootleg box. Here are the 2 figures out of box. On the right here is the fake. This isn't exactly an indication that it's fake just because it has some paint smudges, because Funko's quality control isn't the greatest usually. One thing I noticed on the fake pop especially is the lighter skin tone, as well as he does actually have a darker colored orange hair, and even his eyes are kind of like misplaced. As you can see, they're not fully kind of like symmetrical. Another thing that I noticed on the fake one is the fact that the sandals are actually a lighter color than the original. Now, I don't know if you guys know what that hole is for, but it's actually for the base stand to hold up the pop. However, on the fakes, it does seem that it is a lot thicker than the smaller holes on the real one. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a 2018 Ichigo there, so I can't exactly compare the dates too well with these two because this is a 2020 version and they labeled this one as a 2018. However, usually you can tell also by the foot stamps. Now, that's it for Ichigo. I will say they did a really good job on making this fake. It is definitely fooling a lot of people. Next up, we do have Rukia here, probably the second most popular pop that a lot of people are looking for right now in the Bleach set. Now, this one's pretty easy to tell which one is the fake because it did actually arrive absolutely crushed from China, and you can tell right off the bat. You know what I was talking about with that glossy kind of box here? Check out the difference. You see how it kind of just like it sits on there, but this bounces all around. Like, it's crazy different on those. And again, right off the bat, this is the fake on the left here. You can see that really unnecessarily dark shading on that pop logo and the normal shading on the real one. Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but next to the pop logo as well, it does have the copyright symbol, but on the real one, it does not. So that is a big tell that it's fake. Though I'm not exactly sure why that's the case because the real Ichigo does have the copyright logo, so it's very weird. Another thing you can really notice on this one is the low quality kind of like texture as well as color they use. It's a lot lower quality image versus this one a lot more clear. Now, one thing I noticed on the fake's Rukia text, can you see in the middle of the U how it has a lot more space in between it and a lot more red? Well, if you look on the real one, you can see that there is not as much space and not as much red. So those are definitely different Rukia fonts. And pretty much everything that I mentioned with Ichigo almost applies to this pop as well, so you can use that knowledge for this one too. You can really notice a printing difference here. She's a lot more tan here, as well as it's a little bit more green in person. You can't see it on camera, but it does have like a really light green shading there. And as you can see, she's very pale here versus very tan. On the back, something I noticed with Rukia, and very similar to the Hollow Ichigo figure we're going to go over, is as you can see on the fake one, the Viz Media logo there is actually a lot brighter red versus the real one having a darker red. And the Shonen Jump logo is actually brighter versus being darker shaded on the real one. Now, as you can see on the bottom of this pop, it doesn't actually have a date stamp at all. It should have a date stamp sticker like this. And fun fact, they can actually fake this date stamp sticker, but usually it looks a little bit different. Now, unfortunately on this fake, they did actually copy the same made in China text, so it's not like Ichigo where it did say made in Vietnam. These are the same. Now, something I want you to notice is the social media logos there. Can you see on the fake one where the Facebook logo is a lot darker, as well as the blue on the Twitter logo is a lot darker, and then even the line is down the middle of the like F there versus all the way on the bottom on the fake one. Also, I know a lot of people are probably wondering about my hands and everything like that. I work with boxes so much that I'm constantly getting cut up on my fingers, and they kind of like, the boxes kind of like move back the skin as well, and then I cut my nails very short as well. So if you're wondering, that's why my nails and everything look like that. They're not perfect, I know. Now, other than those few things, as well as some bolding on the warning label, these boxes are roughly the same, so it's kind of scary good. Now, here's Rukia out of box here. This one is the real one in my right hand. As you can tell right off the bat, it does have a darker kind of hair, as well as a darker skin tone on the fake one. I don't know if you guys can see this, but on the real one, she doesn't actually have a gap between her hip and the sword sheath, but on the fake one, there's a huge gap you can see between her arm. Something else you can notice is with her sword there. It is actually shorter in the fake, as well as kind of thicker, and in the real one, it's a lot thinner, longer, and it's a darker color. But again, with the lights, you can't really see the color difference. Remember how I was talking about the foot mold being a lot bigger? This one is the fake one, and you can see that hole is a lot bigger. Now, this foot date I can use as reference because it's different on the fake. On the real one, it should say FM 1353. But as you can see on the fake one, it does say FM 2020. So this one definitely is fake. Outside of all those things, they actually did a pretty decent job on the fake one. So now the big one, guys. Hollow Ichigo here. As you guys can tell, I do have the Underground Toys exclusive in my collection, and this is the GameStop exclusive fake version. And just to notate, so nobody's confused, this pop does have 3 versions. It does have the GameStop sticker like this, but of course this one is fake. It does have this Underground Toys exclusive sticker, as well as a no sticker variation, making 3 variations. Now, it is very possible that there are 2 variations of fake Ichigo pops out here, just because I got a really badly printed one there where you can just tell right off the bat, this is a lot more shading than it should have, as well as the eye is a lot darker. So I grabbed Shinso really quickly because he does have a GameStop sticker. As you can tell, we're noticing a lot of different color differences on the fake one there, as well as a lot of bolding differences there. So as you can see, that up close is the regular GameStop sticker, and the fake version there that looks a little more bootleg. And if you can't tell, just look at the GameStop text there on the real one, and look at the GameStop text on the fake one. Now, if you didn't notice on the Pop logo here, this is like fully shaded yellow just about. I don't even think they tried, to be honest, because it looks much different, as well as the animation text is a little bit different too. And obviously with Rukia and Ichigo, you can tell that huge white border difference. Another thing to look for is the warning choking hazard may contain small parts text right there at the bottom. As you can tell, it's not bolded at all, looking a lot different. It pops way more on this. No pun intended. For the top of the box, you can really tell which one's real and which one's fake. For some reason on the side of the box, Ichigo does have a 5 o'clock shadow. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but again, another indication that it's fake. And of course, like the first Ichigo, it does have that thicker red border there, and thinner on the real one. On the back of the box here, it does have a darker red Viz Media logo here, as well as a darker Shonen Jump text. And again, it does have that thicker white outline around the Ichigo word, versus on the real one, smaller. Checking out the bottom here, you can see on the real one it does have that date stamp there, and on the fake one there is no date stamp. But I do want to mention the fact that fake ones can have the fake date stamps like I mentioned earlier in the video. However, what is common on the Hollow Ichigos is a 2016 date stamp versus 2015. And if you guys don't know, these first two numbers right here mean that it's all the way back from 2015, just in case you didn't know how to read a date stamp. So if it has a 16 versus a 15 sticker, make sure to run away from this one. Now, I might have just gotten a misprinted version of the fake Ichigo. However, as you can see on his blade there is a lot less black than on the real one there. Not exactly sure what happened. Something else to mention about his blade is that it's actually a white colored blade, as you can see, versus kind of a grayish color blade. Something else you can notice in the eyes is on the fake one, he does have dark red eyes versus dark orange eyes. It's actually kind of funny, when I took my real one out of box, I realized that they actually misplaced the eyes a little bit. This one's kind of hard to mention, but in the fake one in person, he does actually have a darker hair color. And lastly, the bottom of the foot here, on the fake one, it does say FM 1353, but the date should be FM 1413, as mine does show. Alright guys, that was another real versus fake guide there. So most of these videos are pretty similar because a lot of the errors and irregularities are relatively the same on the pops, like the white border or the difference in color, the glossy box, the bold text, and everything like that. Just, you know, lower quality on the actual fakes versus the real thing. But of course, every single figure is different, and people will always need an updated guide to know what to look out for. Because, for example, Bleach pops are not going to be the same as the Naruto fake pops entirely. Anyways, though, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys want to see more videos like this on the channel, I can definitely make this happen. Though this did cost me about $100 to do this video that I'm out because they were fake pops and I obviously can't sell them. So the videos are a little bit more expensive to do, so I would appreciate any love and support thrown on the like button, as well as dropping a comment down below. Now, I do want to say a big shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. You guys absolutely rock. If you guys want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. We also have a Facebook group with over 15,000 members that's buy, sell, and trade. And make sure to be following me over on my social medias at Skittlerampage on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page to stay up to date. Alright, love you guys. See you guys next one. See you guys later. Bye.